Good morning, friends, and my dear students. Myself, Professor Sandeep Mundhe, Head and Assistant Professor, Department of Microbiology, Sanjini Mahavidyalaya, Chapoli, Taluka, Chakor District, Latur. Today we are going to study the part Significance of Microorganisms in Air. We have already studied the sources of microorganisms in years in the last lecture. There are different sources we studied, and in this topic we are going to study the significance of microorganisms in air. In the air there are different types of microorganisms are present, but these microorganisms, they plays an important role in the years. They plays an important role in case of humans, animals, plants, and all living things. How? Because microorganism plays two roles: one beneficial and second harmful role. But mostly air microorganism plays harmful role. Near about 95% air microorganisms, they are harmful to humans, animals, plants, or every living things, and only 5% microorganisms, they are beneficials. That part we will see in this lecture today. First part we will see the harmful role of air microorganisms. Harmful microorganisms, they generally produces disease to humans, animals, plants, or any living things. These microorganisms are called as harmful microorganisms. They created a number of diseases, dangerous diseases, severe diseases. It means that different types of diseases are created, are produced to living things from air microorganisms. That part we'll see now. The first disease due to the air microorganisms, it is the streptococcal disease, or this disease is also called as pneumonia disease. Pneumonia disease means it is the disease due to the streptococci pneumonia, or it is the disease due to the Streptococcus pyogenes. Okay, so friends, so these are the microorganisms are present in the airs. They are in droplet forms, and during the inhalations or during the talking, speaking, these microorganisms entered into the body through nose or through mouth. These microorganisms, they are called as anaerobic. Anaerobic means they are living in the absence of oxygens, and these microorganisms are gram positive cocci. It means it is a type of bacteria. And what is the effect of such bacteria to human beings? They generally create what? Sore throat, cause strep throat, enlarged tonsils means tonsil increases inside the throat. Because as you know, in the society, during when we are in the house, some peoples, they are suffering from tonsils. They are during the drinking or eating of any food materials. What happens? So they are not takes easily due to the increased size of tonsils, and tonsils increases. It means that it is the effect of these microorganisms. Enlarged tonsils, mild fever, tender cervical and lymph nodes. These are the symptoms of the streptococcal disease, and due to this disease, bacteriophage produce an cytotoxin small blood vessels and damage diffuse rash and fever called as scarlet fever. It means side by side infections are created due to the streptococcal disease. This is the first disease. Second disease is called as diphtheria. Diphtheria, it means that it is the gut sarp. In Marathi we can say that gut sarp. and especially this disease is uh, created or produced in the childhood times, and this disease is generally respiratory disease. It means respiratory illness caused by diphtheria. It is due to the bacteria Corynebacterium diphtheria. It is the name of bacteria which produces the disease diphtheria. It is a gram-positive bacteria and non-motile and aerobic rods. Means they require oxygen for living, and they are non-motile. Then they cannot move from one place to another place due to the non-motility activity of the bacteria. They spread via fluid droplets entering the lungs. It means that actually the droplets of such diphtheria are present in the ears, and during the inhalations or during the talking speaking process, what happens, these droplets entered into the body, and once they entered into the body through nose or mouth, they generally attaches to the lungs. And once they attaches to the lungs, what happens, they attaches to the epithelial cells of the lungs, and in the epithelial cells, what happens, they produces or they invaginase. Invasion means they produces a specific type of enzymes. That enzyme is called as neuraminidase. Is the enzymes they produces. It means it is a toxin in nature. It means once it attaches the epithelial cells of the lungs, what happens, there is the for colonization, a number of colonies. It means the growth of bacteria. It means growth of and multiplication of bacteria, and once they multiply in that place, what happens, they produces a specific type of toxins, and once the toxins produces, it means it entered into the lungs, and there is the side effect of such toxins to the lungs, and due to which what happens, there is the inflammatory response in throat tissue, cause characteristics pseudomembrane of damaged host cells, leukocytes, due to the Corynebacterium diphtheria. And due to the infection of diphtheria, what happens, the death can occur from obstructed breathing and the effect of the diphtheria exotoxis. It means that if the concentration of toxins increases in the body, so the disease is not curable. It is not curable means there are lots side effect of such disease to the human body. So it is one of the dangerous disease. And next disease due to the air microorganisms, because we are studying what harmful role of air microorganisms to the human beings or to the animal, plants, whatever it may be. The next disease, it is due to the air microorganism, whooping cough. Whooping cough means in Marathi we can say danga khokla. In Marathi we can say danga khokla. And this whooping cough, it is due to the infections by Bordetella pertussis. Bordetella pertussis, it is the name of bacteria. They are gram-negative bacteria. They are small sizes. They are aerobic. Aerobic means they require oxygen for living. And what is the mode of action of such bacteria to the humans? The main mode action of such bacteria, they are the epithelial cells of upper respiratory part. Upper epithelial cells of the upper respiratory tract, using an adherence protein called as filamentous hemagglutinin antigens. Actually, what happens on the microorganism, on the surface of, on the cell wall of microorganisms of Bordetella pertussis, what happens, there is the presence of a specific type of proteins. That proteins is called as filamentous hemagglutinin antigens. They are present. And what is the role of these filamentous antigens? They are adherence in nature. Adherence means attachment to the epithelial cells of the upper respiratory tracts. And once they attaches to the upper respiratory tract, what happens? there they produces exotoxins. They can produces exotoxins, and that induces what? CAMP production. CAMP production means that this is the part of toxins. This is the part of toxins productions, and endotoxins that may induce the cough. It means exotoxins as well as endotoxins produces, and what? Due to the productions, there is the creations of that may induce the cough. They can induce the cough, and recurring spasmodic coughing that lasts up to 6 weeks. It means that near about the time period of whooping cough, it is up to the 6 weeks due to the infection of Bordetella pertussis. And if the 6th month the whooping cough, if we are observing in the house of any child's, it indicates that it is the symptoms of whooping cough. And a nasopharyngeal aspirate is plated on blood glycero potato extract agar to diagnose. So how can we diagnose such disease? We can diagnose in the laboratory, where the sample of throat which we can grow on the nutrient media. That nutrient media is called as blood glycero potato extras agar mediums, on which we can spread the sample of throat. And after 24 hours, after incubation period, what happens? If there is the growth of Bordetella pertussis, it means that there is the presence of these microorganisms. If there is no growth, means bacteria are absent. It means that the child, they are not suffering from whooping cough. This is the one of the symptoms. This is the important symptoms of such bacteria. After that, we'll see the third disease, or next disease, that is, we can say, tuberculosis. As you know, and each and every people, they are knows about the disease tuberculosis. It means TB, and it is due to the Mycobacterium tuberculosis, the name of Bacillus. It is a gram-positive bacteria, and the droplets of such bacteria are spreaded into the environments, and specially and mostly the droplets of such microorganisms are spreaded in the house where the old peoples, or most of the old peoples, they are suffering from such diseases. And the main symptoms are coughing and sneezing. During that times, the droplets are spreaded into the ears, and side by side, the such droplets, when we inhale, during that they entered, and we are also suffering from tuberculosis. It means that the microorganism, the regigs, are suffering from disease. So due to the infection of such microorganisms, extremely, it is a contagious by respirations. Primary infections usually occurs by inhalations. Bacteria are usually engulfed but survive within activated macrophages of the lung structure called as tubercles. It means that the main important mode of actions of the bacteria, in which place? In the lungs. It is the lungs. It is the main place of such bacteria. And there is the tubercles. Tubercles means tubercles around sphericals, like infections are occurred on the lungs due to this microorganism. The primary infection is diagnosed using the tuberculin test. It means that we can diagnose each and every disease, every infections, by using a specific type of test in the laboratory, and by using tuberculin test. Tuberculin, it is the test generally used to cure what? Tuberculosis, and usually provided cell-based immunity. It means that it is the disease we can cure it we can diagnose by using a specific type of test, and afterwards the physicians they will give us a specific treatment. Specific treatment means specific medicines for that disease. Okay, this is the information about the harmful role of air microorganism to the humans. There are number of diseases. Okay, in the next lecture we will see the another diseases of harmful role of air microorganism. Till that, bye.